3, 2,
Two,
1. Happy Chew Year! Aaron, Happy Chew Year.
Happy Chew Year to you as well.
All right, let's talk Chew Year's resolutions.
Yeah, the resolutions that are food-based that everyone has. Me, I'm going to become a competitive eater. Kobayashi, get out. I mean, you're retired. Stay retired is what I'm saying. But that's mine. What's yours?
Mine, I'm going to increase my international snack intake.
That sounds so hard to me. You have to have help, right?
Oh, yeah.
You've got a plan.
I've got a plan, and we've got a sponsor. And that sponsor is Tokyo Treat Company, because we invite you to experience Japan from the comfort of your own homes through our Tokyo Treat snack box. I know, what's a Tokyo Treat snack box? Be quiet, I'm getting to it. Tokyo Treat Box is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack subscription box filled with limited edition Kit Kats, specialty flavored Japanese chips, seasonal treats, and occasional Japanese sodas that are only available in Japan for a limited time. Each box includes a cultural guide booklet so that you can learn about the snacks you receive, as well as important allergy information. On top of that, the booklet contains a wealth of information about Japanese culture, so you can learn while you burn through all these snacks. And every month, Tokyo Treat has a different theme. This month's theme is New Year's Treatings. So Happy New Year from Tokyo Treat. And you can celebrate Oshigatsu, or Japanese New Year, with a festive box full of sweet and savory Japanese snacks. Ooh, from unique flavors to fun surprises, this box will make your 2025 celebration even more delicious, sweet, and savory. And you can snack your way into an amazing new year, as well as complete your Chew Year's resolutions, as I will be doing. With snacks like this, Aaron, how can you not? I'm talking Kit Kat strawberry chocolate cake, Hokkaido smoked butter chips, golden kinako mochi.
Ooh, I don't know what that means, but I want it.
And last but certainly not least is a matcha a lot drink and many more.
Look, now's the time where you usually pick a snack that I can be jealous of that you have that I don't. What's it going to be this time?
This time, Aaron, it's easy. It's that Kit Kat strawberry chocolate cake. Because it's a match made in heaven. And I can't wait to try it.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, good wrapper. Hear a little crunch.
Okay.
He looks so pleased.
I'm pleased. Strawberry cuts through, but the richness of the chocolate is the real star. Kit Kat's always covered in chocolate, but chocolate on the inside, who knew I needed it?
They're insane.
They're mad over there. But don't worry, you can join in the fun and get your Chew Year's resolution on by going to team.tokyotreat.com/Kame. That again is team.tokyotreat.com/KAME. Use promo code KAME at checkout to get $5 off your first box. Tell them Kame House Party sent you. Support Tokyo Treat, support this podcast, and happy snacking in the Chew Year.
Kame House Party.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Kame House Party for the new year. Happy New Year! And I am Vince, and that trumpet that you heard was...
Me, Aaron. That's I am. Aaron, I am.
We remember how to do this, don't we?
Yeah, sure.
Because this is where I tell the audience that we are the world's bestest and only improv comedy Dragon Ball watch along podcast, and we've been doing it year over year over year, and we're gonna keep doing it. because Dragon Ball is good.
Guys, I don't know if you knew this. It's good.
And we've got another good episode of Dragon Ball Z to cover. But as is tradition and our want to do, we've got to clean up a little bit after that big holiday stretch of parties and decorations. And we got to do a little Kame housekeeping at the top of every show to get us all ready for what the show will require of us. And that first piece of Kame housekeeping is the world famous UN sanctioned, not to mention Olympic Committee approved 1 minute roundup. Dropping something heavy sound, a thud.
Ow, my foot, my little toes.
Oh my God, are you okay?
I'm jumping up and down with one leg in the air.
Look, okay.
Ouchies.
I'm sorry that this happened, but you did say on your resume that you could carry up to 40 pounds.
Yeah, up to. This has got to be 41.
So your arms top out at 40 pounds?
I've taken several medical tests. It's a fine. I determined as a job hunter, I'm trying to be honest on my resume. And I'm like, moving company, I can move stuff. And look, I took a medical test. Turns out I'm 100% can only lift 40 pounds, nothing more.
I almost want to be like you didn't do the thing. Like this wasn't honest, but I guess it is. Because as you were saying that, you also held up a letter from your doctor.
Mm-hmm. You can tell by the signature how bad it is. It's legit.
Chicken scratch.
Mm-hmm. Well, Dr. Chicken.
and
seed. Would you go to a doctor named Dr. Chicken?
1,000%.
Only if he talks like Foghorn Leghorn.
Now, Vince, you see what you got here in this here X-ray is something mighty terrible.
You overweight boy. You gotta lose some lbs.
See that there, boy? You don't take care of your teeth. That's why I'm in here.
I like that we're personalizing our doctor experiences through Foghorn.
Oh my
Leghorn.
God! If I had Foghorn Leghorn as my oncologist,
I don't know. Would it be easier or harder to take the news?
Probably get slapped around a bunch before thrown into an MRI machine.
I feel Foghorn Leghorn would blame you for every disease you have.
Absolutely. I don't want to go there.
Okay.
I don't want to go there.
Well, we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on to the 1 minute roundup proper, where one of us, this time Aaron, has 60 seconds. That is 1 minute to summarize everything that has happened in Dragon Ball up until this point. We do this as a service to you, the listener, and for when we take long breaks like we just took, for us to remember what the heck is going on in this wild and wacky world of Dragon Ball. But Aaron, you've got a monumental task off the back of a break to summarize everything that has happened in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. That is a total of like 400 to 500 episodes that we've covered so far. I know, you're grimacing.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I have to ask you a question. Are you ready to round up?
Okay, I'm going to ungrimace. Do more of
more terrifying than the grimace.
Oh, no. And I'm going to say, I am ready, and here we go. Dragon Ball is about 7 magic crystal balls. You collect them all. You get any wish you want. It stars Goku. He's the lead. He was a child. He was good at karate. He made a bunch of friends through karate. He stopped bad people from using the Dragon Balls for bad things. He stopped demons. He entered martial arts tournaments, lost 2, won the one that counted, got married, had a kid. He finds out he's from space. He dies from his brother from space. He trains in the afterlife to come back to beat up more people from his home planet, and he does, but all of his homies die, so he has to go to another planet to get more Dragon Balls. There he beats up some freaks, and the baddest freak in the universe, Frieza, he becomes a legendary Super Saiyan, comes back, some punks is like, I'm from the future and you're going to die of a heart attack. He's like, no thanks. So he doesn't, and then he has to fight a bunch of androids, but then the baddest android comes, sucks up all the other androids. He's his name's Cell. He's a bug guy, and he holds a tournament, and Goku's like, I love those. And he's like, actually, no, I'm not going to beat you. My son Gohan is, because he has a secret power, but Gohan refuses to fight.
Wow. Well done.
Thank you.
Golf clapping in honor of Tiger Woods and his son also completing some kind of tournament over the break.
Oh, are they LeBroning it?
Look, everybody's LeBroning it. There's LeBron James is the trendsetter of all sports. But yeah, Tiger and his son are playing in tournaments together. I think it was like a charity tournament.
Interesting. Tiger and Son is good.
Right? That is a golf school I would go to. Mm-hmm. Tiger and Son. Wow, wow. Do that one more time.
Well, you got to set me up.
Tiger and Son. Wow, wow. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And the logo comes up on the screen. It's
spinning out of nothing.
Have you seen I just remember getting ads for Tiger Schulman's martial arts when I was living in Jersey, and I don't know if you ever gotten those.
I never got those.
Oh, they're just like, it's just such a funny name for like a martial arts studio to me. Tiger Schulman. Okay. Yeah. I guess my kid can learn jujitsu here.
Did he also learn Kaizen? From Tiger Schulman? Curse technique. False advertising. But Aaron, thank you for that 1 minute roundup.
You're
Reminder
welcome.
to the listeners in this new year, if you would like, you can send in your own 1 minute roundup to kamehousepartypod@gmail.com, and we will play them on air. Just send them in as an MP3. Take as much time or have as much fun as you want with it. We've had themed ones. We've had rhyming ones. We've had ones scored with music. So no pressure. Do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. No one's ever, I mean, you could round up something else.
That's true.
We don't listen to it beforehand. You can sneak anything in there.
Yeah, round up an anime that we haven't seen. That'd be great. Spoil the hell out of Solo Leveling for me.
Round up Vincent Mind's life so we can feel ancient.
Yes. God, I already feel old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stop and move on to the second and final piece of Kame Housekeeping, where I tell the listeners once again something that they probably did not know, which is that Aaron and I watched two different versions of the show. I watched the English dub while Aaron watches the Japanese original language Japanese track with English subtitles. Why? Because comparing and contrasting is fun. Your middle school teachers were right. Now write an essay about it.
5 paragraphs, please.
5 paragraphs. I want a clear thesis.
You double space this or you go to hell.
Double space. The bestest in college. That was the best when it was like a page count and not a word count. You do like 2.25, baby.
Yeah, you
that word processing unit, you get a little squirrely with it.
Why don't you increase those margins?
Ooh, especially if you back in the days when you had to print it out.
Mm-hmm. Instead of a 12-point font, just pump it up to 14. Who's gonna notice?
Yeah, to the naked eye, it all looks the same.
Mm-hmm.
But to the naked eye, Aaron, our titles are very different.
Correct.
Of these two of the same episode. And so I will share the English title because I usually go first. And here it is for this week's episode of Dragon Ball Z. Episode 184 of Dragon Ball Z. Cell Juniors Attack.
Correct.
Yep.
They, as much as they're integral to this episode and how much joy they bring me. My title does not mention any Cell Junior. My title did that last week.
That's true.
We're that's old news because my title for episode 184 of Dragon Ball Z, roughly translated from the original Japanese, is The Tragic Number 16. An enraged Super Gohan begins taking action.
Wow. That is a dense one.
Mm-hmm.
That is a dense one. And when I just heard the tragic number 16, I'm envisioning a Sesame Street, like the count, talking about how tragic the number 16 is because it can't be divided by 3 or something. Oh no, it's the number 16. It is twice as much as 8 if you multiply it. But it cannot be divided by my favorite number, 1.
It doesn't have its own name. Like 13. Or 12. It's just 6 with a teen afterwards.
Oh no! Cookie Monster, help! Eat this number for me!
Is it Cookie? Number.
It's a little more than a baker's dozen.
Nom nom nom. Nom. All this food is getting in. I'm definitely swallowing all this food. Nom nom.
Why does he have to say that every time he eats something? We see.
I'm making sure. I'm very
Do
normal.
you still talk like that?
Me think. Wait, did I go to college recently?
I will count your degrees. And see.
Yeah, let Sesame Street characters go to college.
Yeah, Henson son.
Henson.
Yeah, let animal get a degree in communications. Why don't you?
He's not even doing like session work. He's just touring all the time. That's not good. That's not healthy.
It's not healthy.
He can't
He
lay down
loves to
anymore.
rock, but he also needs time to himself.
Mm-hmm. Ha 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 ha. Me just one. Oh, no, it's just Cookie Monster now. Similar characters.
Similar characters.
He's just
one beats up those cookies, the other beats up a snare drum.
Look, he just keeps saying woman all the time. But he's just trying to fill a hole that maybe higher education could fill.
Yeah, definitely higher education might put him in. He could find somebody with like-minded interests. So maybe he only thinks he wants woman, and maybe he wants something more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You
know what I'm proposing, Aaron, is that Animal join the cast of Sex Lives of College Girls on Max.
He would. You're telling me the Animal of Muppet fame. I'm assuming a consenting adult.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's in a band. I think he gets a paycheck.
Yeah.
That's adult as hell. You're telling me he's not going to pull in a state college environment?
Hey, all I'm saying, if he's hanging out with the ladies of Sex Lives of College Girls, Animal's gonna get in there. He's gonna be a dog in them sheets.
Animal, you barely graduated, but you got your communications degree. We already,
I know,
off the beat, as Animal would say.
New year, same bullshit from us.
We're just talking about characters for media and their sex lives. That's all this show is at this point.
Well, look, we're getting into the episode now. I've said it out loud, so we're gonna do it. And I have to stop immediately on the announcer's recap or the recap, because I forgot that Cell said this to his progeny when he releases them on the Z Fighters, knowing that this is what will trigger Gohan's ultimate energy to come out. He says, "Give them pain, kill them if it makes you happy."
Oh yeah, that's good.
What a sadistic freak.
He's in overall, this episode fucking rules. The fighting is so fun and different from what we've seen before. Everyone's face is insane.
Everyone.
Whoever was doing faces this episode, bravo. Because it's just the most Looney Tunes expressive thing while people are dying.
Yeah. I wrote in my notes, juniors versus the Z Fighters. They're all silly little guys again.
It's one of them gives a raspberry to Krillin, which I appreciated. They're just, in mine, it's just like a pitched up Cell, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
They're gremlins.
They're very gremlins in mine.
Yeah.
Miss me.
They want to eat after midnight. They want. They hate being wet. Yeah, it's a street brawl. It's like, and I don't think we've ever seen this kind of fight where we see it's one-on-one defense. They're not doing zones, not yet. It's just seeing a bunch of Z Fighters fight a bunch of little guys all at once is new and fun. And yeah, just what a way to start this year with this episode.
It's a high octane ignition to this episode, and I really like the fact that like Yamcha and Tien are now involved again, like just right off the bat, like they're powering up, they're in the fight. Yamcha's just terrified the whole time. So it like you said, this episode is really good. But we would be remiss if we don't talk about Hercule and Co. On the sidelines watching everything. Camera guy is like, hey, if we stick around here, we're probably going to die. And Jimmy Firecracker's like, yeah, we should get out of here, right? And, no. Sorry, I jumped over the part where Hercule plays up his stomach ache again.
Yeah, in mine once, because everyone sees everyone fighting now. And Jimmy's like, what about you, Satan? You going to get in there? Fight a little guy? And he's just like, my tummy hurts. And he's like, any normal person would have passed out by now, but not me, baby.
And I'll get in there just after I go to the hospital.
I'm like, this is appendicitis at this point.
Yeah, at this point, they all should have left. If the greatest hero of all time is keeled over in pain and unable to stop Cell from potentially destroying the planet as well as these weirdos that they just met. But I think Pizza does say, I still got those stomach pills for you.
It's hard not to think about our Christmas special in this situation. Check out the last episode.
Oh yeah,
True Believer. It's you can celebrate Christmas a little longer.
Yeah, somebody's got their Christmas tree up still, and I don't judge.
You can. What's the? I mean, you can do whatever you want. Leave it up forever. Celebrate all year round.
If it makes you happy, keep those lights a twinkling.
But don't. Yeah, I was about to say like, what's the cutoff? I'm like, who cares? Do what you want.
Yeah,
life is hard.
I would in my life, my hard cut is like just before New Year's, I kind of want the tree out.
Yeah.
Because I get a live tree. Yeah, I get a live tree. I don't have room in my 2-bedroom apartment to store a fake tree. So
Yeah.
I get live trees. So
Yeah, you got to, at that point, if it is a live tree, you got to get it out. That's just every day becoming more and more a fire hazard. I do like, as a little bit of foreshadowing, we do get a shot of Android 16's head just watching, and the expression on his face makes me think they wanted to do like this audience reaction to these bozos talking. I can't believe these guys.
If only his disembodied hand could slap his own forehead.
I could have had a V8 and I could have not listened to them.
That works on so many levels. Because not only is it a drink that would have, probably improved his processing power and his hunger, but it could have been an engine that would have improved his processing power and his hunger.
I'm 4-cylinder, not a lot of get up and go.
Bulma, do you think we should upgrade his engine? I would love to put a twin V6 in this bad boy.
I would like some fins.
Oh, Bulma, you heard him. Can we put a spoiler on him?
Right above my butt.
The tramp stamp of the android world.
Bulma's just shaking her head. No, shaking her head in disbelief because we can't do a good Bulma voice.
And then Scratch is like jumping across the screen in excitement. Meow! Meow! That's right. That's right. Scratch is a character.
See, Scratch wants me to have those LED headlights that everyone hates.
Yes. Oh, everybody hates LED headlights. Gee, Pete Buttigieg, do your job for like 2 more days.
Guess what, baby? I got him.
Oh, no. You're part of the problem.
It's a new car.
It's a new car.
It does. I don't know if it helps me any, but my headlights go whoop, 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 depending on where I'm steering. So it always lights up where I'm steering into. I don't know if that's helpful, but I got it.
Hey, cars are wild, man. I'm not a driver anymore. I moved to a walkable city.
Yeah. Brag.
Yeah. My feet work. But I will be renting a car in like the next month. So I always get a kick out of like a car rental because it encapsulates what is affordable and that people want to drive. So I'm always like jumping in. I'm like, oh, what kind of features this bad boy got?
Because I'm curious if they still have like compacts at rental. And I'm sure they do, but it seems like compacts are never around. And also U.S. manufacturers have said, actually, we're never going to make another compact again. Why would we make a car affordable? I know. My buying a car process sucked. And it was stressful because of timing, but also the automotive industry and the current interest rates.
Oh.
But had to buy. Anyway, Goku's getting his ass kicked. That's what we're here to talk about.
A rare sight. Goku getting his ass beat. Bro looks tired like in the beginning of the Android saga when he had the heart virus. I don't know if the Cell Jr. is like taunting him as much as they taunt like Krillin and Yamcha and Tien. But hey, I love that Piccolo is doing work this episode. He's out here like a floor general, like Jalen Brunson for my Knicks fans out there. He's calling the defense. He's like, Tien, Yamcha, Goku's still pretty tired, and we can't sub him in yet. So back him up. And then he downs, like, knocks down 2 or 3 Cell Juniors in a row. And it made me, in my notes, but like, how much stronger did he get in that time, in like that one day of the time chamber that he had?
I know, he's not telling Vegeta what to do because he knows Vegeta won't listen. Krillin is fine, probably.
I mean, Trunks is holding his own.
Yeah, I think that might be telling. Piccolo's like, Krillin's fine. He loves Dai. First of all, he loves Dai.
He's into this.
Yeah, it's fine. Tien, Yamcha, they need a little boost. Hey, go help Goku. He really needs it.
You hear that, Tien? We're needed.
Yes, we should go help Goku because we're such tough fighters. Very strong.
Glad I got that coaching degree.
Yeah, Piccolo went to school with Animal. They were dorm mates for a semester. Did not work out.
It did not work out.
Surprisingly.
Hard to meditate with constant drum beats.
Surprisingly, though, Piccolo was the smellier one.
This is true.
Bath. No thanks.
Don't touch the stuff. I drink water. I don't swim around in it. That's nasty.
Look, I'm just going to train again. So what's the point? This is turning into just fantasy college. Let's just get every character in there.
Should this fantasy college also compete with Monsters University?
Yes, of course. That's their big rivalry.
The big rival across the city is Monster U.
Naruto's on the track team.
Van Wilder goes to Monster U.
For 10 years, yeah.
What a concept of a movie. Moving on.
So we finally get to see what Cell. Look, Cell Juniors. They're good. They're great at fighting. They're beating people up. Gohan is finally starting to freak out. I think he has a monologue, an internal dialogue that's like, if everyone dies, they can't be brought back with the Dragon Balls, except Trunks, of course, but everyone else.
Sorry, he's making the mental checklist of who can and can't die.
Ideally, no one, but Trunks could die. That's fine, maybe. I won't get too angry.
I don't really know him like I know the others.
Yeah. Trunks, we didn't spend, He seems like he's dealing with his own issues and we didn't get time to hang.
He didn't even help me with my homework like Krillin.
Yeah. Well, Krillin impeded. He was around.
While that's going, you just hear Krillin.
Is it because I'm bad at homework?
Help! Gohan, help!
And I think, like, we get the hold on. Okay. Like, we get the slightest hair flip raise. And Cell, like, immediate, like, oh, ho, ho, Gohan, I see your keys starting to grow. Just a little more.
Yeah, they managed to get, like, a ticking clock that doesn't just feel like by the end of the episode, like it's going to happen. I think throughout this saga, I think we've remarked on how good of a job Toriyama and team do with like teasing out Gohan's full power and potential, like beyond like when the concept of a Super Saiyan was actually introduced in the Frieza saga. Like that felt less of like a ticking time bomb, more like a switch that was just going to flip at a point. And maybe that's like with the years of contemplating and after we like, you know, hindsight that it feels like that now. But there's something so tangible about the way that this is all cut together, and like you said, the ever so slight animations of Gohan's hair rising and falling as he's having his internal dialogue and trying to figure out like what's going on and why things are happening. And in that internal monologue, he's like, I'm so scared to do it alone. Dad, why did you put all your faith in me? Like, it's very relatable to, I think, a young person's dilemma of living up to their parents' expectations. Maybe I'm exposing myself by pointing that out as like part of my lived experience. But as a child, as a teen watching this in real time, I think that cut right to the quick of like why Gohan is so beloved by people my age, and why he gets clowned on as he gets older throughout the series, because this all like kind of fades and stuff over time. But
yeah, I think in mine, the one line that stood out as he's watching, you know, Krillin getting kicked on the ground and Yamcha getting his arm broken and Vegeta getting slapped by a Cell Jr. is very funny.
Oh my God.
Just go watch this episode, honestly. I think, but the one thing that Gohan talks about in his inner monologue, he's like, even if I have some kind of hidden power, I don't know how to access it. It's like, Goku, what are you doing? Teach the lad.
Why didn't he just teach him? Why didn't he teach him how to draw out the power? Like in this world of Dragon Ball, like if Goku is able to consciously evolve and grow his technique and skill set, like the original idea of Super Saiyan was like, oh, Goku had to be in a fit of rage. He had to succumb to his animal or his more Saiyan instincts to access that power, which is like not who Goku is. Goku is not an angry person. He even fights with joy because he loves it. So that hard turn where he's like, Frieza, I'm going to kick your ass because you killed my friend and you're making this, this isn't fun anymore. Like me playing Super Smash Brothers. And so there's no reason why he wouldn't be able to figure out a way to unlock that for Gohan. But maybe Goku's a bad teacher in that way, or maybe it's just the conceit of this super dramatic moment that makes it okay from a story perspective. But yeah, it's kind of glaring that Goku couldn't get there as a teacher. I'm
thinking back to a Master Roshi who just said do farm work for 6 months, and then afterwards he was just like, actually that made you strong, look how high you can jump, now wear this suit. Like a lot of his instructors have been like, yeah, do this thing because I said so, I'm not gonna, and you'll figure it out. So it's just, these are learned behaviors.
So it's the martial arts school system that has failed Goku and thus Gohan. So when we talk about no martial arts child left behind, here's an example of a child that was left behind, and we have to leave you for a commercial.
Hey, Riley. Yeah, Andrew? Do you want to make a podcast ad? I do, but what would we mention?
So I think that we could probably put together an ad for a show called The Podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of pod, go we. You know, it's a podcast where we both pitch each other podcast ideas instead of doing one ourselves.
Yeah, it's a podcast pilot pitching project. Totally. We should mention that it's a comedy show, right? Where we throw out ideas like getting weirdly deep into the themes of Jumanji.
Is that one a podcast?
No. It's a podcast idea that is actually a front for me to talk to you about hyperfixations I got.
Oh, that's most of the things that you hit me with. What about instead if we just talked about all the different ways you could do a rewatch of Lost?
Now, that sounds like you just did what I did, but you said it in a positive voice.
Okay, and along the way, what if we pitched ideas like, I don't know, epic rap battles of mystery, the Lin-Manuel Miranda podcast?
Listen to the Podcast Minds. There, but for the grace of pod, go we on your podcatcher of choice on the Moonshot Network. Hi-ho!
Hi-ho! Every Friday.
And we are back and better than ever because Vegeta is on screen, baby.
Am I to keep taking on these runts forever?
Apparently not, because Vegeta pulls out the final flash. Man, this is good.
This little shit
Mm-hmm.
is able to deflect the final flash.
Deflect it, but like what exactly did he do other than like mug? I love the little like he's like when he figures out like, oh, I can just manipulate this thing and throw it away.
Yeah. He kind of reshapes it a little too, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Just tosses it to the side. I know. So this is where like Android 16's head just gets like flipped around. Vegeta's knocked down. I think this is where the losers are like, we better get out of here.
Mm-hmm. But of course, 16, like as they're talking, right? They're the losers are talking about how to get out of there. Yeah, I just need to get out, get to the hospital. And then you just hear a faint like, wait. And it's 16. And his disembodied head freaks everybody out. And again, all of this is very lovingly rendered and drawn really strong and striking. Like, yes, Hercule is crazy off model and he looks like he's 20 feet tall, but we forgive that because we get the most expressive Jimmy Firecracker, the most expressive Pizza, and everybody as they're reacting to this disembodied head. And 16 plays Hercule for what he pretends to be, which is a hero, saying like, don't you want to help the planet? This could be it. And Hercule's like, well, I am a true hero. You wouldn't understand. I have to do this for the earth. And I was like, okay. So this is where I think Hercule gets people back on his side. And I'm talking by people, I mean like the viewing audience.
Yeah. Not the fictional viewing audience.
There's,
in mine, 16's definitely playing him up. It's like, you are the champion of combat sports after all. And then Jimmy Firecracker in a retort trying to get out of there. He's like, he's the champion of humanity. He doesn't get involved with monsters like you.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's a really good line.
It's like, Jimmy, please.
Speciesist much?
Mm-hmm.
Because, I guess they are associating him with Cell as an android, right?
Yeah, they're, I mean, about time, Jimmy, of like realizing you're in a big bunch of danger. Not like where you're going with it, but this, Vince, I gotta say, I almost teared up at this because I think in mine, it's not so much The subtext I feel like is a little more apparent where, yeah, Hercule is saying these things are just like, oh yeah, I'm the champion. I gotta do this. But the subtext is definitely like deep down, 16 knows that Hercule, like, there's some good in this guy, and he does want to do the right thing, and he's clearly in over his head, but he's too prideful to say anything. And so it is like a moment of like, Hercule, I know you can bring my head closer to Gohan. That's all I need, please.
It's a 40-yard run, Hercule. You can do this.
So it's like I'm just like, y'all really played this up well, where it's like, here's this goof, here's this dumb character, and it's like, but deep down he's like, he's trying to do the right thing, and like he gets an opportunity, and it's like everyone else is like, no, let's leave. Why are you going to pick up a talking head?
Right. Because I'm trying to think of all the other comedic like foils to the Z fighters. Like Yajirobe gets brought into the fold pretty quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
He only has like a brief moment where he's like, I almost killed you and ate you, Goku, because I'm that kind of a freak. And like the Pilaf gang, do they ever like come around, the Pilaf gang, or are they always like, I'll work with you for a minute and then we're going to go back to trying to get the Dragon Balls?
I don't know. I don't know what happens in Super where they kind of come around because they get turned into kids or some nonsense. I mean, that's in GT, but that happens again.
From what I could see in Super, I think they get turned into children again in a certain arc so that Trunks can grow up with his girlfriend. Or something like that. That's already sounding bad and weird.
It's bad and weird,
but this is good and good and poignant because we do see Hercule running across the battlefield, dodging explosions. So, I can't do this. I gotta get out of here. And 16's like, you're doing fine. Just throw me from here. Like it's it's very like Dragon Ball doesn't always have time to do this with every character of like, this is their character at work.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get this interplay between 16 and Hercule that is quick, punchy, gets to the point, and has huge implications for the momentum of the rest of the episode in a way that is really, really fun. And like, I'm trying to think of the other example, which is like where when Piccolo shows up at the third of what we see, like the third Tenkaichi tournament, we see like, oh, this dude is not evil. He's just pissed off. Like he is alone and pissed.
Yeah.
Like, and that colors his fighting style and why he chooses to, like, instead of just beating Goku at a point, he's like, I want to make you suffer because I've suffered for these 3 years walking across the earth and burning people's homes down.
You have friends and now a wife. What is this? What is this bullshit?
Here I am. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Is that little thing yours? Can I see it?
Can I have it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I'm even more like, in Mr. Satan, you're all right. And I'm glad they gave him this moment. And I think it's something I definitely forgot about, that he gets a little bit of heroism in there. But like Mr. Satan, definitely a high skew QB. Definitely talks about games at like a cookout.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. He's like me. He's just like me for real.
Cause he does, it's, to me in the animation, it looks like he throws a perfect spiral. and Android 16 lands like right where he should. But like Mr. Satan says to himself, like, "Oh no, I threw it too hard. There's too much force. I'm just so powerful."
I still got it, I guess.
Yeah. I guess I'm a great athlete. I don't know.
I bet Pizza had to see that.
Mm-hmm. I'm running away. Sorry. This pizza's to go.
You son of a bitch.
I just stole your joke from the Christmas special. Again, still available. Listen to it if you haven't already.
Look, I'll add to it. Pizza.
No. Pizzazz.
No, I was trying to get to a hot to go, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Chaperone is not my culture. I don't identify as the Midwest princess.
East Coast King.
Damn right. I'm a tri-state tyrant. That's what I am, baby.
A Southern Duke. I am.
Where are my West Coast Warriors at? I'm talking about Steph.
My Canadian Kings. There, it's right there. Why fight it?
I take a Canadian consort. Wink.
There for the healthcare.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
16 is finally in front of Gohan. And it's 16 like giving a pep talk to Gohan of like, "Hey, I know you don't want to fight. Same, bro, but some guys suck and can't be reasoned with, so you have to fight and you have to kill. Also, could you please protect nature and all the animals while I'm gone?"
Yeah. I yeah, this speech is good. It's a very good speech. In mine, it's like, "Gohan, let it go. It is not a sin to fight for the right cause. There are those who words alone will not reach. Cell is such a being." Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
"I know because I too have learned these feelings. It is because you cherish life that you must protect it." Good. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
And then, while that happens, Cell does the funniest shit. He realizes that 16 is speaking and just goes, "Ugh." And he's like, and then he says, "I see what you're trying to do, 16, but I'm going to do it my way." And I was like, oh, put this dude in Marvel Rivals.
Of course. His mechanic is he just transforms as the match goes on.
That's the mechanic.
It's yeah. So okay. Cell just stops on Android 16's head. It's goopy. There's blood somehow.
Yeah, it's nuts.
To a guy like me, an Android head is a bug.
Now I know how that feels. And I like it.
Ooh. How do you feel about this, Gohan? This do anything for you? Like
Come
they do.
on. You into feet, Gohan? Watch this.
Yeah, they do everything to really traumatize it. Like up to like I wouldn't be surprised if they just like had a little splatter on Gohan's face at this point. That's how wild they're getting.
Yeah. Like 16's like brain chip falls out and you see the blue light just like flicker and die. Like they make him die over and over again in this one scene in a way that like hard cuts into Gohan having his internal monologue.
Ooh. I don't think I got that.
Oh, you didn't get this?
I don't think he said anything. I think he just got pissed.
Because it's like superimposed with like that sparrow flying like towards him and like kind of through him. And I didn't write this down verbatim, but he's like, "You loved life and I didn't do anything to save yours." blah, 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 blah. I
That's-
won't watch this anymore. And then Linkin Park plays.
Calling all Z fighters who can hear my voice. In this, I forgot about, even though I watched it this morning, I forgot about the wild John Woo, like, let's see a sparrow superimposed on Gohan as he's getting angry. And just like the innocence of, it's just like, yeah, I'm just like, that's 16th Spirit flying away.
That is his soul leaving the planet. Like,
Thank you,
he doesn't get
Gohan.
to go to the afterlife. He's not biological.
Mhm.
King Yama
King
can't
Yama.
do jack on that.
It's like, what are we doing with this guy? Oh, shit. Okay, well, I think he earned it. He got a soul later on. I don't know. But it's a bird soul.
He's like just thumbing through all this freaking paperwork.
It's like,
This isn't in the manual. Golly.
I got King Kai screaming down my back to get this guy into the afterlife.
Just can't be done.
It's like, there are rules.
Oh, come on, King Yama. Look at this guy.
Look, I get it. He's a good guy. You want him to have a good afterlife. But he's a robot.
Hey, have I told you this one before?
Okay, is it gonna be a joke about robots?
What do you call a robot with a soul?
I don't know, King Kai. What do you call a robot with a soul?
Android 16. Let him into heaven.
You look, if you come down, if you take your little ass all the way down Snake Way, and you come in here and do these reports in triplicate, then maybe take your car for a spin.
You know I don't drive this thing. It's just for show.
I hear-
Much like you're bloviating.
Oh, jeez. That's the deal. You come down here, fill out the forms, or you ain't getting in.
What if I send bubbles?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
I love that guy. What's up, man?
And see, because everybody loves bubbles.
Yeah. We're going to hang out on Saturday. They're going to a cigar bar.
You know, Bubbles hangs out.
He was supposed to chill.
He's like Hibis. He's the original Hibis.
He'll do a trivia night.
Mm-hmm.
Only joke answers.
Bubbles owns every Jackbox party pack.
It's a good icebreaker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh man. But back to something else breaking, which is Gohan's purity and sanity in this moment. It is so intense, in part because there is no music, no score. In mine, it's just Gohan screaming. It's just him screaming to the point that it stops all of the fighting.
And that's interesting because Gohan absolutely gets a score. It's like a lyricked song
Whoa.
in mine.
That's really, I can't believe they took that. They keep taking music away from me in the English version. And I wasn't expecting you to say that they had music for this, but now I'm jealous and I'm probably going to go watch it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good. I think I'm sure they have that clip up, but it's just again that's the thing that reminded me of like a John Wooey kind of thing of like the heroic bloodshed with like the track in the background.
The big red line, like it flashes that big red line and then it shrinks just before Gohan breaks, like symbolizing the thin line between rage and control.
But he
and AMVs were born.
but he did it.
He did it.
He became Super Saiyan Dose.
Super Saiyan 2, baby.
Mm-hmm.
And do you get I'm wondering if, because you have a score, do you get any more announcer lines as this episode comes to a close?
Yeah, they come to a close. Nothing that I wrote down.
I wrote some lines down because it just felt good to hear the recap kind of from the show's perspective. I'm just gonna like pick the things that. It's a secret we've known before Gohan could even form a word. Through his fights with Raditz, Frieza, the Ginyu Force, like glimpses of his power as explosions only for the moment. But now he has awoken. And it was like, sent shivers down my spine.
So we're gonna get a fight. I'm assuming, if I remember, I think Cell just like calls his children back. He says the street lights are on. Get back here.
Soup's ready.
I know you all want to see Mom, but she doesn't live here anymore, okay? We've talked about this.
Where is Mommy?
Look, she left, okay? And it's not your fault. No, it's none of your fault. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's none of your faults.
6 fault.
Well, maybe it's a little 6. We asked you so many times to put your clothes in the hamper. That's all we wanted.
Floor's better.
You all share a room. Can't you? Just please, I worked so hard on this chili.
I had to see because I can't take a sad dad Cell.
He's a single dad who works too hard. He loves his kids and never stops.
Yeah. And he's a fighter.
He's a fighter and survive. Look, Cell's Reba.
Aaron, it's early in the season, but I'm dusting off the button because Cell being Reba McEntire is canon, not Nick Cannon. It's true.
I'm Reba.
I'll see you at the CMAs. And it's Cell. He's bringing out Jelly Roll.
I mean, it's clearly the Kenan Thompson version of Reba is who Cell is.
Yeah, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite Kenan Thompson? I think mine is the new Snoopy.
I don't remember
you gotta watch.
that.
You gotta watch that.
Okay.
That's a good Kenan sketch.
I mean, What Up With That was very, like, when I was in college, we would pray for a What Up With That sketch and just die.
Oh man, we don't know who else is going to die. Maybe it'll be Cell in the next episode. Aaron, all I know and all I want to point out, along with the greatness of this particular episode, like we said before, if you don't watch along, this is one to watch. Definitely encourage you to watch this 184th episode of Dragon Ball Z, because I don't know, it kind of tells the history of why I think a lot of people got into anime and the promise of anime and the excitement around it. And I'll leave you with this, like, as the announcer, and mine is explaining why this is so important and how long, like, he calls Gohan the warrior 11 years in the making.
Ooh.
His tears, because Gohan has been crying this entire episode, grimacing, crying, dealing with the emotional weight of what's going on and the violence being inflicted upon his eyes and his friends. And as he's powering up, the tears shoot into the air and evaporate. And by the end of this episode, because it doesn't end with like that classic Dragon Ball like guitar sting. It's still just the announcer's voice and Gohan's power. and by the end of it, tears are gone. His eyes are steeled, ready for battle. Oh, it's so good. So good.
I forgot about the tears just floating up as he's crying. I'm like, this is Gohan as hell.
Yeah.
Also, if
It's giving it, give myself.
if you play Linkin Park's Meteora at the beginning of this episode, it lines up like Dark Side of the Moon.
It does. It works too well. Just like this podcast. Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy to be in a new year. Nothing we did in the past matters. It's only about now. But we're back, baby.
Oh, we're back. We're back here in your news feeds. So thank you for subscribing. If you can, leave a like or a comment or something wherever you're watching this, YouTube, your RSS feed gatherer, wherever it is. And we are also on Patreon. If you want to support us monetarily, you can go over to patreon.com/CameHouseParty and support us that way. And to all our patrons already there, already supporting the show and have been for a long time, we salute, applaud, and thank you greatly. We also want to thank the Moonshot Network, of which we are a part of, the Moonshot Network of podcasts. So head on over to moonshotpods.com, because if you like us, you'll like everything on the network. We are also streaming over there on Twitch, twitch.tv/KameHouseParty. So put that in your feeds, give us a follow, and you won't miss any of the streams, because we've got a streaming series coming to you this year that we're jumping off in January. So maybe it takes two to tango. And we are also recapping episodes of Dragon Ball Daima as that season continues to air. We will be doing that on Wednesdays as well. We're calling those the Daima Dumps. So get on board with all of that. And Tokyo Treat is a lovely sponsor of the show, and you can support us that way by getting a Tokyo Treat box and going to team.tokyotreat.com/Kame using promo code KAME at checkout to get $5 off your first Tokyo Treat box.
Look, your resolutions, throw them out the window. Get the snack box.
Get the snack box. Get all the Japanese treats to ring in the new year. I've been drip feeding them, but I can't get over the strawberry chocolate cake Kit Kats. Oh my god,
Very
God,
good.
they're so good.
I mean, here's the thing. Now, also speaking of Patreon, before we forget, we have a new patron, so we have to give them a nice shout out. Richard, thank you so much, Richard. We salute you. We have not had it. Look, it's been a while since we had a patron. So thank you so much for supporting the podcast monetarily. I think I finally went back as another little incentive. I've gone back all of our old pre-games, a lot of behind the scenes extra content. All that is unlocked for Patreon members. So for a measly $3 a month, you get all that back catalog goodness. So don't forget to check that out, Richard. Thank you so much for being a patron. We really appreciate it. And it helps us do the podcast worry-free.
That's right. Anything else, Aaron, you want to plug before we get out of here?
Thinking Too Hard About Anime. Those final episodes are getting released here, and we'll be starting our new season soon. So now's a good time to catch up. Put us on, like, as Vince has said many times, it's easy it's easy podcast listening.
Aaron and Noah on the mic. Ooh, you're gonna have a pleasant, chill.
Oh, you know you're
informative
in
night.
trouble.
You know you're in trouble. They use your full name, you're in trouble. But let's close it up the only way we know how. So whether you are carrying a severed head across the goal line, or you're shooting babies out of your little spine, you gotta
Keep
Fighting God.